Yo, what's good, people? It is Tony the Savant back again. If y'all don't mind, before we get started, y'all hit that like button, share the video, subscribe, drop a comment, leave your thoughts. All of that would be appreciated. Um, we're going to talk a little basketball this morning, ladies and gentlemen. As we just got, well, last night, the Boston Celtics, in a very impressive fashion, take game one of the NBA Finals. Um, And I'm going live a little later on with my boy Maui from Coach Couch. Excuse me, I'm just getting up, getting kind of shaking. I should have drank some coffee before we got this here show started. But anyway, very impressive, very impressed with the Boston Celtics and what they were able to get done yesterday, taking game one in a very impressive fashion. And my number one thing, man, the number one thing I want to get into real quick is everybody that said the Boston Celtics, had this quote unquote easy path to the finals because they faced some injured teams. And to that, I always said, what are we supposed to do? Delay the playoffs until, everybody's 100%. Um, that doesn't make very much sense, in the grand scheme of things. Outside of that, um, Boston dominated the Dallas Mavericks like they've done every other team, man, injured or not. And that was my number one concern is that if the Boston Celtics can play like the top five defense and top five offense that they are, this it's pretty much a foregone conclusion. Dallas, is nice as they have been, as impressive as they have been, winning 50 games and coming into this NBA playoffs, essentially not the favorite, in every playoff series that they played, they've been able to get the job done in their own way, in their own respects. But the Boston Celtics, man, they are a top five offense and top five defense for a reason, which I think every other team that the Dallas Mavericks have faced only, have one of the two. I did not get the stats and all that kind of stuff in front of me, ladies and gentlemen, because that's like I said, I'll be going live in a few hours with the big bro Maui, and we're gonna really break this down a little further. And we'll get into the numbers and the X's and O's and all that kind of stuff. I just kind of wanted to give my initial thoughts, and I'm just gonna say it, man. I'm impressed. I've been very impressed. The Boston Celtics, their starters, everybody was in double figures. The kind of game the Boston Celtics played yesterday is the kind of game I love to see when I'm coaching players. Everybody eating, everybody's involved. Um, that's the kind of stuff I like to see personally. You know, it was a complete team effort. One second, ladies and gentlemen. Come and get the doobie snag. But it was a complete team effort, man. Oh, good morning. All right, sorry about that, people. Um, Damn, my battery a little low, so I'm not gonna be able to kick it long today. But like I was saying, Mr. Savant giving me the news for the morning. Um, how the Boston Celtics played last night. That's the kind of game I like to see played. Among with a basketball team. It's okay to have one guy going for 30, 40, 50, from time to time. But the game of basketball, when it's played correctly, it looks a lot like the Boston Celtics in game one. Another thing I want to mention as far as the Dallas Mavericks goes, I knew I knew that they would have some difficulties against this defense. Um, but man, Luka was able to eat. Kyrie was. It wasn't so good for Kyrie. I don't know what Kyrie scored in the total, on the box score, but I know he was 6 of 19. They pretty much suffocated him. The Boston Celtics to me seem to be using my strategy as far as look, let Luka eat, shut down Kyrie and everybody else. You got the personnel for that. There's no reason. So, let Luka get his 30. I think Luka had 30. And then, like, the rest of the team in the second half, they had 39. So, it was some funny number like that. But, yeah, man, my key to success for the Boston Celtics, look, don't wear your team out trying to shut down Luka. And don't even wear anybody out trying to shut down Kyrie. Just put enough pressure on Kyrie, keep him away from that rim for the most part. And and go from there. Uh, Kudos to Kristaps Porzingis, as he was just a rim protector yesterday. Got several blocks. I remember that the cat Green tried to go for a layup. Porzingis met him at the rim. He blocked Kyrie one good time. Um, I know he had a couple others, but just that's the value of Porzingis, man. In addition to those the big threes he had, I think Porzingis had 18. And in addition to the threes he had and the defense he provided, I sent one tweet out last night pertaining to this game. I usually tweet all through the game, but I really wanted to just sit back and enjoy it. But I sent one tweet out, Porzingis for MVP, man. How he was playing. I won't be surprised if they sneak him the Finals MVP. I ain't looking at my Ducks, man. But at the same time, uh, yeah, as far as Dallas goes, man, what can they adjust to, catch a game or two, or maybe the series? It's gonna be, it's gonna be kind of difficult to make big adjustments with the Dallas Mavericks because their whole offense is Kyrie and Luka. Um, and surely Kyrie and Luka could play off ball a little bit more, but who's going to be their primary ball handler? I don't think that PJ Washington is really the guy for that job. But as well, um, what could y'all do? Because the Boston Celtics, man, they got so much firepower on the offensive end, and they got so many guys they can throw at you on the defensive end. I totally forgot about, Pritchard and Sam Hauser, being able to guard Luka a couple plays. They're not going to be necessarily successful all the time, but if you got Jason Tatum wearing you down, Jaylen Brown wearing you down, the elite defenders of Derek White and Drew Holiday wearing you down. By the time Sam Hauser and Pritchard get on there, they could be serviceable enough to guard Luka and Kyrie a couple plays, to get the other guys a breather. Um, and so, as far as Dallas adjustments, it's like, bro, here the Boston Celtics got so many guys they could just throw at you. And Luka, excuse me. Luka was successful in a few plays, hit a couple threes, right in guys' eyebrows. But like I say, you can't. They got a different guy guarding them every play. It seemed like. I remember one play. Uh, they went for the switch. Jason Tatum was about to switch and guard, I guess, PJ. But Jason Tatum, he called it off. He was like, "Look, I'm gonna take Luka this play," and they have the luxury of that. Jason Tatum was pretty much guarding PJ and Derek Jones. But in that one play, I loved it because you could see it right then and there. They don't have the confusion on the defensive side as the Minnesota Timberwolves did. Minnesota Timberwolves boasted the number one quote unquote defense in the league, but they looked confused as hell when the Dallas Mavericks was chopping them up, breaking them down. So the Boston Celtics um, don't have that issue. Of course, on top of that, they have a lot more chemistry, a lot more uh, experience at this point than the Minnesota Timberwolves. But at the end of the day, when you're watching this game, you watching the nuances of this game and you breaking down, uh, every little thing. Like I say, it's very real. It's very few things I can see the Dallas Mavericks being able to adjust. Maybe get another ball handler in there, somebody to take the pressure off Kyrie and Luka. But again, that would the Boston Celtics would be able to throw a guy at him. And whoever that third option would be to be the ball handler would not be as serviceable as Kyrie and Luka. So you're not. Are you going to yield the same results with that adjustment? Um, but Jason Kidd, like I said on Couch Coach show, Jason Kidd has been impressing me as far as his coaching goes. I know he's always been a respected coach, but um, seeing how he broke down the X's and O's in the Western Conference Finals, that really put a feather in his cap for me. Seeing how he played the Minnesota Timberwolves, because the Timberwolves we all know gave the Denver Nuggets um, all kinds of anxiety, and they seemed non-existent for the Dallas Mavericks in the Western Conference Finals. So all in all, I think the series is going to be very entertaining. Last night was very entertaining. The Boston Celtics pretty much got a 30-point lead on the Celtics, and at that point, I knew that game, I ain't gonna say series, that game was pretty much over with. And how they played last night, the Boston Celtics can play like that every night. G, this game, the finals going to excuse me, the finals are going to be a sweep. Disrespectfully, it's going to be a sweep. Because the Boston Celtics got so much firepower. Jaylen Brown playing like an MVP. I should say that as well. Jaylen Brown, man, he playing like he wants that NBA Finals MVP, and not necessarily saying that he's gunning for it in a selfish kind of way. It's that you could just see it. Jason Tatum said in his post-game conference, you could just see that this guy has worked on his game. He's come a long way from his rookie year and what people called him and prospecting him and projecting him to be. Jason Tatum is that guy. Excuse me, Jaylen Brown is that guy. Jay Tatum is that guy too. I rock with JT. But JB, you know, he's just taking it up a level. He really took it up a level last series, in the Eastern Conference Finals, and carrying it right over to the biggest stage in basketball. And I'm impressed. But like I say, ladies and gentlemen, I had to make this a quick show today, episode 23. We got a lot more we're gonna talk about. I'm gonna holler at Maui. We're gonna chop up, some pregame topics for sure. When we do a pregame with him, and we're gonna line up some topics for y'all for sure. Going live at 1 o'clock Eastern for that show. Also, ladies and gentlemen, we got the Legacy Over Money Sportswear. Oh yeah, it's a business. I'm a salesman. If y'all would like to catch the initial designs, the pilot designs, those are available right now. I'll be reposting them in the YouTube community, Facebook page, on the big four, Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff. So be sure to look out for that. Be sure to copy a shirt, man, because it's definitely my next project that I'm very, very dedicated to. So I want y'all like it, you love it, then copy one. I definitely would love that. Um, but again, going live at 1 o'clock with my boy Maui from Couch Coach. And we're going to get busy. We're going to get y'all some work in that regard. We're going to talk a little bit more deeper about this NBA Finals. I just kind of wanted to give you a general, put my voice out there real quick. But y'all have a good to great day, man. Get a goal accomplished. It is Tony the Savant. Peace.